Oh, hello. How's it going? I am hopefully just setting up everything for the last part of Discworld Noir. Let's see how far it goes. I think it's working. Okay, that seems to work. Hey, Mr. Wolfalot, welcome in. Alright, so that works. But Mr. Wolfalot, if you find any DOS Indonesian games, let me know. I'd be more than happy to try them out and play them on stream. Also, how are you, James Nico? I should give you a shout out. So if you are, so James Nico is also just became affiliate on Twitch, and he also plays sort of DOS retro gaming. So hopefully that works. Yes. Looks like he wasn't actually playing a DOS game before, but he does play DOS games. I've seen him do it. So give him a follow if you're into like DOS stuff. Didn't really get anything done at work today. That's usually the way. Like you got meetings, and then you got like something breaks, and you got to fix that. That's at least that's what I find. Or if someone has an issue, and you got to try and help them with that. You're welcome. But definitely, everyone should give James Nico a follow. The problem is like when I first start the stream, like people are trickling in, and I feel like if I give like a shout too early to people, like I feel like it's more effective if I do it later on in the stream, but by then I'll forget. But we'll see. So the only other problem today is I didn't prepare a spreadsheet presentation, PowerPoint presentation for the game. But to catch you up, we're at Act 4 of the game. You write me a post-it note, thank you. So we're at Act 4 of the game. We went through like this whole Shaggy Dog story of finding a missing person and then finding a missing artifact, magical sword, and then we got murdered, and it turned out we were a werewolf. And so we went and tracked down a murderer, and it turned out we were part of a string of serial killings, which was all part of a plot to resurrect a god, which unfortunately we just did. So that the god was resurrected, and then he tried to resurrect an even more powerful god in order to get his power, but unfortunately it went out of control, and it's now destroying the city. So we'll see. You'll see when we get to it. Unless people want to see the cutscene again, I don't know. I can always show you the cutscene. Just to get people up to speed. So by looking at a map of all the murders, we've determined that this would be the last spot for a murder to occur, and one hasn't happened yet. So our plan was to stake it out, and we do that by hiding behind this convenient bush. Yeah, I'll make sure the game's...
I didn't know how long I'd have to wait until something happened, but it turned out to be less than I thought. I'd suspected I'd been being followed, and I wasn't surprised to find that Al Kali was skulking around behind me. Gods alone knows how he got into the university. But if I could do it, I guess anyone could.
What? Dead.
It was over in seconds. I was about to follow the killer's trail when I saw a familiar face.
Why did you carry on with the case, Luton?
Too many people told me to stop.
I was hoping it wouldn't come to this. I like you, Luton.
Hey,
It didn't
Summer
have to be this
B76,
way.
how's it going?
So
Welcome
you're
in.
behind this, are you?
I'm just a servant. My master, Anu, is behind this.
That beast is Mooncalf's god?
Mooncalf didn't start this cult. I did. When the last human worshippers of Anu had passed on, leaving only an empty temple in their wake, the cult lived on among the lycanthropes. My late husband got me involved, and I came back to
Just replaying the
Ankh-Morpork to
end of Act
arrange
3.
everything.
Came back?
Get everyone up to
I
speed.
thought you'd realize, Luton. I'm Therma.
It figures. You killed Malachite, didn't you?
I didn't kill any of them. My master did that. We just arranged everything for him. He's stronger when we gather together and pray.
You were in the Temple of Small Gods each time there was a murder.
It was a perfect alibi.
Why was Malachite looking for you?
I'm his sister.
His sister? Hands up who can spot the big problem here.
I was adopted by Mr. and Mrs. Karst. They named me Therma.
Ah, sorry to hear that, Summer.
Malachite and I grew up together.
Yeah, me too. I hope
What
things
happened?
get better
It's
today.
a tough life when you're a
10
poor
later.
troll. And tougher still when you weren't born a troll. I used to sit at the table eating bread, while the rest of the family was chewing cold sandwiches. That kind of thing leaves its mark on a girl.
My heart bleeds for you.
Malachite and I broke into the von Uberwald mansion and made off with some of the Count's valuables, including that pendant you've been carrying around.
And that jeweled box in the carriage that presumably held the asp that poisoned Reagan.
That's right.
How did you and Malachite get separated?
He got caught, but he didn't tell the watch about me. I thought I'd seen the last of him. I sold most of what I got, and I was living off it comfortably. But I'd seen that painting in the hallway, and it got me thinking.
The painting that looks like you?
Exactly. I reinvented myself as a debutante, and I seduced Ulrich and married into high society. I went back to Uberwald with him, changed my name to Carlotta, and my life as a troll was forgotten. Therma was dead. Long live Carlotta von Uberwald.
Did you know Ulrich was a werewolf?
Not until the honeymoon. That was a surprise, I can tell you. Not entirely an unpleasant one, I have to say.
How did you get involved in this cult business?
Before he died, Ulrich inducted me into the worship of Anu, and it became my mission to engineer his return to power. I recruited followers and we prayed to him, gradually awakening his consciousness. He'd been stuck in the form of a small dog on the streets of Al-Khali for decades, not even remembering who he was. As our numbers grew, Anu's power grew, and eventually he was able to slip aboard a ship and steal his way here to Ankh-Morpork.
The Milka.
That's right. The Milka also stopped off at Sort, where it picked up Mundi. He was supposed to be bringing us the Sortese falchion, having stolen it from a dig at Sorta. The archaeologists didn't even know it was there. Unfortunately, what we hadn't counted on was that Mundi was a man with few scruples and even less brains to go with it. Either he approached Horst, or Horst approached him. One way or another, he arranged to sell the sword to that devious troll.
Only he didn't have the sword, did he? He'd concealed it in one of the crates in the cargo hold.
We didn't know that. We just knew that Mundi had gone to ground. That's why I hired you to find him.
And when I did, your cult killed him. Only you'd expected the sword to be with him. And by the time he was dead, it was too late to ask him where he'd put it.
We couldn't believe our luck when you found the sword for us after Mundi's death. I'm sorry that my master had to stab you to get it.
Did you know I was going to get killed? Was that why you made me into a werewolf?
I suspected that things would get a little rough for you, and I believed you were too valuable an asset to waste.
I'm flattered. And the counterweight killings were your cult attempting to summon Nyarlathotep by mimicking the way he was summoned before. I don't get it.
With the falchion, my master can defeat the laddering horror again, and he will grow in power, ascending to the ranks of the most powerful gods. where he belongs.
Tony, how's
That's
it going?
all very well, but a lot of people died for that dream. You can't just go around killing people whenever the
Gamer.
notion strikes you. It's not polite.
What are the lives of a few people
I'll do proper
against the
hellos in a minute.
prize?
Reagan knew, didn't he? Or at least suspected.
I don't know what he actually knew, but he suspected a lot. He'd been blackmailing me for weeks. He had to go.
Why are you telling me all this?
It's customary for the villain to explain his evil schemes when the hero is captured.
I'm no hero, and you're no villain either. We're just people.
You know it's not too late, Luton.
It's normal
Join
people.
us.
Join your cult. What happens if I refuse?
There's no point in refusing. It's already too late to stop the summoning of Nylon
Days with
Apotep.
me.
Al-Khali was the 8th murder. Even now, the other cultists are gathering at the focal point for the invocation.
That would be the temple under the Disc Theater, I take it.
You're good. I'll give you that. Let's go, or we'll miss the pre-summoning.
What if I try to stop you?
Like I said, it's already too late for that. Join us, Luton. You know it's the only choice.
I could kill you and make a run for it.
You wouldn't hurt me, would you, Luton? After all we've been through.
You arranged the murder of your own brother, and you'd have me killed too if I got in the way.
So what? In this world, you get one chance at happiness.
You may be right. All right. I'll go along with this for now. But I'm not making any promises for the future.
That's good enough for me.
Carlotta told me she would have to bind me in case I got any foolish ideas, and then she escorted me into the depths of the temple.
Here it comes.
It looked like the whole crowd was there. As well as Carlotta, I recognized Mooncalf and Warb, the wizard from Saturnalia. 8 of them in all, one for each person on the list. But my attention was drawn to the hulking mass of Anu Anu, and the golden sword that he was wielding like it was a toothpick.
It begins.
Take your places, people. Everyone remember your lines.
Nylon Apotep, who summoned thee? In accordance with the ancient pacts, we have made 8 sacrifices in the manner prescribed. Come to us.
I was filled with an overwhelming sensation of dread.
Whoa.
I guess summoning rituals have that effect on me.
It is here. Now I command you, by the power of the fashion, to bend to my will. Bend to my will, I command thee. I hold the fashion. You will obey me.
I got the impression that that wasn't supposed to happen. The next thing I knew, the temple was coming apart at the seams, and rocks were falling everywhere. I don't know what was wrong, but it seemed as if Anu Anu couldn't control the unspeakable force of cosmic horror that he had unleashed, and now it was loose in the city. As if my day wasn't bad enough already.
Oh dear. Act 4.
After the rubble had settled, I pulled myself out from under it and had a look. The temple
Oops.
seemed different somehow. And not just because the roof had caved in. Anu Anu was lying in a crumpled heap on the other side of the chamber, and Carlotta was tending to his wounds. The rest of the cult had made their getaway. Everyone but Warb, whose luck had taken
Sorry,
a
Warb.
permanent turn for the worse.
Alright. Finally started the game. Okay, sorry about that. So Summit, yeah, you're welcome for trying to bring you up to speed. Yeah, this game's kind of story heavy, so I don't know if it'll be as much fun if you don't quite know what's happening. So Mr. Wolfalot, I'm very sorry. I don't know much about Indonesian DOS games, or even if there was much of a games development industry back when DOS was more in vogue. But yeah, if anyone knows of any Indonesian DOS games, let me know. Good morning, Tony. It's good evening here in Australia, but yes, hi, how's it going? Board Game Heaven, also hello. And Swift Maddie, thank you for coming in and confirming that it's not morning in Australia anymore. So yeah, we're now in the last part of Discworld. So let's see how we go. Let's check out Warb. Poor old Warb.
It looked as if part of the ceiling had rearranged most of Warb's head.
Oops. And
Sometimes I wondered if these ancient temples were designed to fall in on themselves
Oh,
at
no.
dramatic moments.
Goodbye.
I searched the rubble and uncovered the golden falchion. The sword was bad luck, but I had a feeling it was safer in my hands than anyone else's.
Sweet, got a sword. Does Warb have anything?
The only thing of interest on Warb's body was the charm bracelet, and I didn't want to take that back. I only hope he got some good luck out of it before his final payoff came. Maybe I should have warned him. Maybe he got what he deserved. Who was I to judge?
Yeah. He did now.
There was something about the walls that I didn't like. I think it was the way they wouldn't stop swimming.
Oh, how's the game audio? I'm not sure if it's loud enough or quiet enough. Let me know if it's either of those two things.
An inscription had appeared on the wall. Maybe it had been there all the time and I just couldn't read it. I wasn't sure. It seemed to say, Quod nescient eos interficit. I didn't know what it meant. Quad meant what, but that was all I knew.
Poor Anu.
For a god, Anu Anu was looking in a bad way.
Ah, you're winning, son. We've unleashed a Cthulhu-like god on Ankh-Morpork, so yes.
I tried to listen in to what Anu Anu was saying, but his voice was weak and faltering.
I should have known. The inscription. I forgot the inscription.
Quiet, Master. Conserve your strength.
Carlotta was obviously upset by Anu Anu's injuries. I guess there was a heart in that cold chest somewhere. Come on, Carlotta, let's get out of here before the rest of the roof comes down.
I'm not leaving my master.
He's not going to make it. You can at least save yourself.
Leave us, Luton. Leave!
Yeah, come on, Anu. Jeez. Let me, since we've got a few more people in. So, welcome in. If you're not following MZZ, please follow MZZ. Last playing, watch paint dry. Yeah, that's not quite the excitement that you get from one of the MZZ streams. I've got Tony. If you like watching retro Mac games, give Tony a follow. Who else we got? Board Game Heaven. Board Game Heaven is someone I never get to watch, but definitely give him a follow for board game streaming. I think that's everybody. Alright. And since there's a few more people here, I'm gonna shout out James Nico again. And there we go. Since I shouted you guys out a bit earlier, you people. All right. But yeah, let's explore this world that we've now created. So the thing I'll constantly note is that even though there's all this stuff happening on screen, the only thing that we can interact with is these exits and this guy.
What's up with you?
Broke my stupid leg when the roof came in.
Which one are you?
What? You must be Coom. How did you know that?
Retro.
I recognize your voice. Now give me one good reason why I shouldn't turn you over to the watch.
Please, don't. I didn't think I was doing anything wrong. It was just a little fun, you know? Secret meetings and plots for world domination. I mean, it's intoxicating.
Well, now it's blown up in your face, and at least one member of your cult is dead.
Who was it?
Warb. He had a disagreement with a large block of stone.
I don't want to do... I'm terrified. I suspect that some of the cultists might have wanted us to fail.
Really? Why?
I don't know. Just a hunch. Please don't turn me over to the watch. I didn't do anything wrong.
8 people died because of your cult.
No. I'm sorry. I should never have got involved.
Where have the others gone?
I don't know. Back to the sanctuary, I guess. They didn't really tell me much. I was only the novice.
Maybe I was getting soft in my old age, but I couldn't escape the feeling that the poor fool was just a victim of peer pressure. I guess he just wanted to belong to something, and he didn't much care what. I sympathized. In my own way. Get going.
Get out of here.
I don't ever want to see you again.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. You won't regret this.
I'd
Will I?
better not.
Better not. Alright, let me get to... So again, nothing to interact with, apart from all those cool tentacles that you can see. So here's spooky Ankh Morpork at the moment. No worries, Cameron. Also, welcome in. How's it going? MZZ wishes this game had more costume changes. Yes. The werewolf kind of counts. But yeah, it's not quite up there like with Hand of Fate, the Kyrandia sequel, where Xanthia gets like a new costume every new area, which would have been a lot of work for the poor pixel artists, but I thought it was cool effect. You guess the werewolf. Yeah, the werewolf. In the end, it didn't seem to have much of a difference. Like it didn't affect many of the puzzles, which is kind of disappointing. And yes, James Nico, please describe to us what you're having for dinner. Never been to this stream before. Yeah, it's the first time MTZ's been here. Salt and pepper seafood from a local town place. Alright, that sounds pretty good. Sorry, I'm just thinking about salt and pepper seafood. So, our friend Coon, he mentioned that all the remaining members of the cult had gone back to their base of operations, which I think was the Sanctuary. So I'm just trying to... Did I pass over it and I'm not paying attention? Oh, here it is. So the Sanctuary is set in the Shades, which is kind of a shadier
I don't know exactly
area.
what I hoped to learn from the Sanctuary, but I went
Of Ankh
anyway.
Morpork.
Maybe I was hoping that all the cultists would be as easily intimidated as Coom. I was wrong.
You're very sharp, Mr. Luton. You've done a very sharp thing. Maybe even sharp enough to cut your own throat.
You must be Kondo.
I'm flattered. How did you know?
I recognize your voice. You tried to kill me with that crossbow once before.
It's silver-tipped before you get any heroic ideas. The Dark Sect isn't as sloppy as the cult of Anu.
A cult within a cult.
What?
We couldn't believe our luck. Mooncarve and Therma were looking for people to join their cult, and they actually wanted to summon Nylonethetet. Can you believe that? Do you have any idea how rare it is that someone wants to summon the laddering horror for anything other than wreaking havoc and destruction?
Who's we?
Oh, no, it's not that easy. Do you think I'm the overconfident villain who reveals his whole plot to the hero shortly before placing you in an overly complex life or death situation that you then escape from at the last minute?
It might make life easier if you were.
Real life isn't like the clickies, Luton. The good guys don't always win.
What makes you think I'm the good guy?
I don't care what side you're on, Luton. All I care about is that we are victorious and that everything is destroyed.
Aren't there two sides there?
I just don't understand why anyone would want to destroy the whole of creation. If you want to die, why not just kill yourself?
I'm going to achieve something with my life, Luton. Something that no one will ever forget.
Everyone's going to be dead. No one is going to remember anything.
And that's an achievement no one else can claim.
You're insane.
That's what my psychiatrist said. I had to kill him too. He knew too much. just like you.
Some people say that when you're about to die, your life flashes before your eyes. For me, the world seemed to go into slow motion.
I told you, Luton, the good guys don't always win.
Wait a minute.
Very true, but they try much harder.
I'm dead, aren't I? Am I going to spend eternity suffering in the pits of hell for what I've done?
If that's what you want.
Oh, I can't believe I'm not going to find out how all this ends after all the work I put into it.
It's never fun being taken off a project you've worked hard on.
That's the last time I get so involved in my work.
How right you are.
When I came to, I wasn't sure if I was dead or alive. That seemed to be happening to me a lot.
Hello again.
Hello there.
Have you come for me?
No. I was just passing through and I thought it would be polite to say hello. Isn't that what you're supposed to do with acquaintances?
If
think
you
it's
want to
still Rob
scare them to death.
Sorry. I'm not good in social situations.
It must be hard to fit in when you're a 7-foot-tall skeleton with a scythe.
I'll see you later.
That
See you,
doesn't
Death.
fill me with confidence.
That, I'm afraid, is your problem.
Alright, I can actually interact with stuff now. Alright, so Board Game Heaven, you ask a good question. Is it okay, not against TOS, to promote one's Patreon page? Alright, so obvious thing, yeah, obviously be doing it within your own channel and stuff. But I've seen people like Stream Elements. They have like a monthly donation. There are streamers that use Ko-fi. That also do like monthly donations, and then there's just like normal one-off donations. So, and that everyone seems to be promoting that with no trouble. I don't understand why Patreon would be different. But MZZ's right. Maybe you could ask on Reddit, Twitch. As far as I know, it's no different from all the other tipping platforms that are already available. Wouldn't count like a social, like a YouTube channel and Twitter. Yeah. I guess with YouTube, you still have to be careful. There's a different thing with YouTube where you can't upload your streams there for like 24 hours or something. But I don't think there's anything restricting you for donations. Also, welcome in, Rush Pirate. Sorry, I was just being quiet during the cutscene. How are you going? James Nico is not a Supreme Judge, that's true. Summer B, you absolutely should play this. It's a great game, especially if you love Discworld. And it's a separate story, so it's not like it's set within Discworld, but it's not based on any particular book. Unlike the first two Discworld games, which are sort of roughly based on Rincewind novels. It is a little bit tricky to get running on modern PCs. I've sort of gone through this before, but I'm running this in a Windows XP virtual machine with a user-made patch. So I wasn't entirely confident that the user-made patch is safe on my normal machine. And also running in a virtual machine let me restrict it to one CPU. So apparently the game gets a bit funny with if you have multiple cores. But yeah, if you want help, just reach out and I can try and point you in the right direction for getting it running. And no, it's not Christopher Lee's voice. I think it's Rob Brydon. It's doing a Christopher Lee impression. It is a good death. Same voiceover as Luton. There's actually a few voices listed, and they're all doing lots of voices. Yeah, it's only a few. There's like 4 or 5, and they're doing a lot of work here. You love Discworld. Been aware of this game for ages, but never got around to had a chance to play it. Oh, you should definitely play it. Yeah, like I was saying, yeah, reach out and I'll try and help you if you need help. Like, one thing to keep in mind is it's very dark. Like, so I'll just show you. So I've got a filter in OBS to add color correction. If I turn it off, everything is a lot darker. Like, things don't really stand out. So I'm actually playing it very, very dark. No, dark. Oh god, is this my Australian accent going through? Yes. Old man yells at duck. Yeah. So yeah. Sounded a bit like duck. Yeah, I think it's my accent. Sorry about that. So there's a bit more to look at. So this map here, we interacted with it earlier in the game to determine that the murders were all sort of dotted around the city. Looks like we can't use it anymore. We've still got this sign of the eel, which we've already looked at, so I don't know if it's changed.
I'd identified the symbol as the sign of the eel.
You did.
I'd already sketched the symbol.
Quack, quack. I'm Australian. Yes.
I'd killed Kondo,
I
but
did.
at least he hadn't killed me.
Okay.
On Kondo's body was an amulet. It had to be worth finding out what it was, so I took it.
Looks like a propeller. So I wonder if I could show you. So about halfway through the game, you get killed, and then you wake up a werewolf. So it turns out someone turned you into a werewolf. And so one of the things you can do is actually turn into one and sniff out the area.
The scent of the troll perfume blotted out everything else in the sanctuary.
So you actually get, so as well as an inventory of items and a notebook full of clues, you get a nose full of scents. And you can actually collect scents, and then you can match them up. So the game, like you can collect scents, and there's a couple of puzzles that use it, but it didn't really use it as much as I thought it would.
You couldn't possibly get mixed up between the bright science stench and any other smell in existence. Perhaps that was the point.
Yeah, so you'd find smells in areas that makes sense. Thanks, James Nico. So you find scents that you can identify with a person, then you link them up, then you can like attach names to things. So I feel like this is like an underused concept in this game. Come on, buddy. So as far as I know, that's all we can do in this room. So let's get out of here. So if we can sometimes there's things that's going on in our office, but I don't think anything's going on right now. Sometimes we find like notes on the ground, but it looks like there's nothing new here. So we'll just get out of here. And we can check in Sidopoulos' yard, check in with the watch, and Nobby Nobs.
You could say this about Nobby. Deep down, he was a good man. Well, deep down, he was probably a man. Good might be stretching it a bit. Things are looking busy in here, Nobby.
Yeah, I don't know what's come over everyone, but they're acting crazy.
Crazy? Isn't that a subjective term around here?
What?
Never mind. What sort of crazy things?
People attacking each other for no good reason. And jumping to their deaths, too. We haven't seen such carnage since the rule of Lord Snapcase. We've got riots out there, and they're not even being started by dwarves. I've never seen anything like it.
It's going to get worse.
How can you tell?
Trust me, this is only the beginning.
So I don't believe Nobby's actually useful here.
Does the phrase quod nescient eos interficit mean anything to you?
That's one of them old languages, isn't it? Let me see. I was never much good with languages. Forget
it. Have a nice day.
See ya, Nobby. Poor Nobby.
Catch you later, Nobby.
Yeah, right, Luton.
Alright, so our love interest Carlotta, she married into the Uberbolds.
When I went back to the mansion, the butler had some grim news for me. The Count had shuffled off his mortal coil in the recent disc quake. He was sleeping the big sleep, pushing up daisies, crossing the final frontier, booking a vacation to the underworld. Basically, he was dead. Fortunately, he'd left provisions for me in his will.
What?
He'd pay my way to the end of the case, and more importantly, he was allowing me to continue to use the library. Well, What did it matter to him who used the library now he was gone? When you're dead, you were sleeping the big sleep, and nothing much mattered to you anymore. All the nastiness was behind you. For the rest of us, the nastiness was still all around us. And if I didn't stop that nastiness from crushing us all under its tentacles, we'd all be sleeping the big sleep. Frankly, I didn't think the afterlife would have enough beds.
Thanks, Lud. So this is the library, and we can look up. If we get my clue book out, we can sometimes find information in looking them up in the index cards.
I worked out a translation for the phrase I'd seen on the wall of the sepulchral temple. What they don't know will kill them. Unfortunately, without something to cross-reference with it, I couldn't find out anything else about it.
Okay. And let's look up the Mad God again. So this is the god that we summoned, the tentacle one.
I had a look through the Necrotelecomnicon discussed for students to see if I could find any more useful information. It wasn't long before I found the phrase that had been inscribed on the wall of the sepulchral temple. Quod nescient eos interficit. It turned out to be the motto of an ancient cult, the dark sect of Nylonethotep, whose emblem was the triple-lobed eye. The tome told me a little of the history of the cult. It seems the mad cultists of the Laddering Horror had conspired to destroy all creation, but their attempt failed, obviously, and they were believed to have faded into obscurity. I had a suspicion that's exactly what the cult wanted people to think. According to the book, the cult had a sacred artifact, a source of great power known as the Radiant Trapezohedron, which could destroy Nylonethotep or give him dominion over all things, if it fell into his tentacles. There was no description of it, although the author seemed to think it was something small. There was something about a cult plotting to destroy all creation that disturbed me. I had a feeling you couldn't reason with people like that.
Okay. So we kind of met that cult member. The cult was in a cult member. I do wonder if... Oh, okay. So we've got Radiant Trapezoid. So is that what this thing is? The amulet? Or is this a different thing?
Kondo's amulet has a symbol on it that looked like an eye, but an eye with 3 protruding lobes.
Yeah. So if we go... So you get the clue.
I couldn't see a connection to the amulet.
Okay. Maybe not.
Perhaps the trapezohedron fitted into the indentation in the pommel of the sword. I couldn't be sure until I found it.
Oh, interesting. Okay. Alright. So because it looks like a propeller, and so Leonard de Quoum, he's working on like a plane-like device. So I kind of want to see if he knows anything about it. And he's currently hidden upside up the top of the patrician's palace, just for safety reasons, I think, for the safety of the city. And the way we get there is by using a grappling hook. And there's a slightly janky cutscene. It's about to happen.
It always looked much easier in the clickies.
The rope does not look like it's taut at all.
When I went back to Leonard's cell, it was lacking a large part of the wall. The disc quake must have taken its toll on the palace. Leonard and 2 conkers were still working on the flapping wing flying device like nothing had happened.
So this kind of looks like a ramp that we're going to have to push our plane down. At least that's what I'm guessing. Retro streamer thing. It's so good, isn't it? Just hanging out with people playing weird retro games.
Two Conkers was Ilsa's companion, an Agatean with a sharp mind but a slender grasp on the local tongue. He was also Ilsa's husband. I still didn't know how I felt about that. Just a few more questions, if you wouldn't mind. What is that thing you're working on?
It's my flapping wing flying device. I had put it to one side,
Cameron,
but I had an inspiration and decided to go back to
thank
the
you
therapy.
for the gift sub.
What was the
That
inspiration?
wasn't necessary at all,
It
but thank
occurred
you
to
very
me
much.
that if I modified
Hope,
my
Eros
turning
and-
the wheels
and
with
Eros
pedals and another wheel
enjoys the,
machine
the sub.
to turn the
Thank you.
spinning blades radiating from central hub, I might be able to produce a flapping wing flying device that could be driven forward by a human operating the pedals with his feet.
Will it work?
If we can to be solving the minor problems, it might just maybe will be yes.
So I think the problems were to do with weight. Because I think I've had this conversation. But Cameron, yeah, thanks again for that gift sub. It was not necessary or required at all, but thank you very much. It's very appreciated.
I decided to leave them to their work. I doubted they even noticed I was gone. Does this mean anything to either of you?
That symbol is of familiarness to me. I am of fear that I cannot remember what it is to be.
Anything you remember could be useful.
The symbol is being called the Eye of Three Lobes. That much I am remembering.
Well, that's something. The three-lobed eye. One of the books in the library had mentioned that the symbol of the dark sect of Nylon Ethertep was a triple-lobed eye.
Where is it? Let's see if we can ask about this.
Either of you heard of Nylon Ethertep?
That's a familiar name. I believe that's the name of one of the old dark gods.
Do you know anything more about it?
Sorry, no.
I mean, well, considering you deliberately play the worst DOS games that you can find, I guess that kind of makes sense that you can't understand the appeal.
Does the phrase quadnescient eos interficit mean anything to you?
Where is that familiar to?
You recognize it?
Yesness. It is to be the motto of one of the elder cults. I am not remembering of which.
A cult, not the cult of Anu Anu.
Oh, with sureness that is not to be so. Older cult than that even, but cannot be remembering of what.
I'd learned about that. I wasn't really sure what a trapezohedron was. Either a geometric shape or some kind of dinosaur, I assume.
Fair enough.
Have you heard of the radiant trapezohedron?
What is this being?
Well, I don't really know. It's a source of great power. That's the only thing I'm sure about.
What is being a trapezohedron to mean?
It's a type of crystal in which all the faces are trapeziums.
And a trapezium?
A type of quadrilateral with no parallel sides.
No, that's a trapezoid.
No, a trapezoid has two parallel sides of different lengths.
That's a trapezium.
No, it's not.
Where are your family from anywhere near Genua?
My grandfather was. What's that got to do with anything?
Genuine geometry has slightly different definitions to Ephebian geometry. I tend to go by Legibus's definitions in his geometries. Have you read it?
This trapezodendron.
Trapezohedron.
All sides would be consisting of squashed squares.
Well, that's a slightly crude summary, but essentially correct.
That's it. That's the jewel I am being seeking.
Really?
Much yesness. Just like that is being, but with gold platings.
And you were looking for this, right? How close were you to finding it?
I am of some sureness that it is to being in Ankh-Morpork, and I am of the believing that this arrangement of stars is of great importantude in its discoverage.
Can I see that? Please, take if you wishing. I am not to be having much chances to look myself now. I would be of delighted nature if you would continue the looking for me.
So 2 conquers is from the counterweight continent, and he travelled here obviously to find that trapezohedron, but unfortunately he's been chased by assassins. That's why he's holed up here. It's kind of like just for his safety. Here we go. And we'll get out of here. So, did we get a new location? No. So, I've already been here. And this was a clue? Hey, Mad Dog.
The Temple of Small Gods seemed deserted when I returned there. I could hear mad laughter echoing inside.
Hello, Racing the Beam. Welcome in. How are you going today? We've just summoned a mad god with tentacles.
Behind Mooncalf was a beautiful stained glass window depicting Morphine, the angel of dreams, passing the recipe for the Discworld's first pizza to a mortal.
Pizza? I didn't even notice a pizza. You always end up doing a double take on my icon in the sidebar. It's grayscale, so it looks like all the offline ones. That is an interesting. That is good constructive criticism. I'll add that to my list. Pizza. Yeah, pizza's up there with my favorite food. Yes. Yes to the pizza. You do the exact same thing with Bumfluff. I haven't noticed that. But now I'm gonna. Yeah, I have to look at that. Now I'm all self-conscious about my. Lucky yours has a smidge of blue. That's true. Yeah. Like I literally just took. That was just like you can see the avatar picture. Like there's like reflections and everything. I just literally just took a picture of it one day, and I've just been using it as my avatar in all those different areas. Like it's such a poorly taken picture, but it just worked. I should probably do a better one.
I was drawn to Mooncalf by his religious fervor. He was the kind of man who wouldn't miss a single event in the temple, no matter how trivial. He also struck me as the kind of fanatic who knew 100 words for infidel and not one for compromise.
Make a new one and use it as a short design. I assume you mean shirt design, unless you want me to make a series of custom shorts.
Mooncalf? Is that you?
Leave this place! Begone! All are cursed! All will be destroyed!
It was Mooncalf, all right. What happened, Mooncalf?
Mother
Yes,
was
the custom
right.
shirt. And shorts.
I should have
Gotcha.
become a tax collector. It's good money, Mooncalf, she said. Better than you learn with that cult foolishness. You've got to provide for your future. Now look at me. I have no future.
None of us have a future unless we can stop Nylon Athatep.
Ah! Don't say that name. Don't say that name.
What name? Someone who was just upset like a second ago. Seems to be laughing a lot.
How can I stop Nylon Athatep?
Don't mention that name!
Okay, let's try a different approach.
What name was that?
How can I stop Nylon Athatep?
Don't mention that name!
Okay, Let's try a different approach. How can I stop Nylonethatep?
Maybe this time. Oh no! Nope.
Don't mention that name!
Okay, let's try a different approach.
Sorry for that. Let's try the inscription. Maybe he'll recognize that.
After the summoning, the words Quadnescient Eos Interficit appeared on the walls. What does that mean to you?
No. No, it didn't. That temple doesn't exist. It never happened.
Yes, it did.
No! No, it didn't! It never happened!
Okay, but I saw it with my own eyes.
Can you tell me anything about the Radiant Trapezohedron?
They always hated me. Even as a child. They never liked me.
About the Trapezohedron.
They always ruined my plans. They never liked me. Nobody likes me.
I was hoping for something a little less personal and a little more useful, Mooncalf.
Let's show him some of the inventory items.
I have the sword.
Ah! 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 Put it away!
That wasn't the response I was expecting.
Uh-oh. Let's try this one. Actually, hang on a sec. I just gotta. I'll be right back. Oh, sorry. My wife is had a meeting in the other room. I could sort of hear it. Hopefully that's okay. All right, let's try this.
This amulet is the mark of that entity that you and your
The
cult
occasional
summoned.
laughter.
I found it on Kondo's body. Does it mean anything to you?
It means that Kondo is a traitor. He won't be the only one. They all hate me.
Where are the doggos at?
Where are the doggos at? Also, hello, Simflat. Welcome in. My wife's here at the moment, so I've got the door closed because otherwise, as she's passing through, she'll appear on camera. So just give me a bit of privacy. Otherwise, I'd have the door open, they'd all come in. So it may, depending on what's going on, that may be a doggo-free stream, at least for the start. You like the occasional laughter board game, Heaven? There was a room earlier on in the game where...
Where are the slim at?
Exactly, where's Simba at? But yeah, there's a room where there's a character just occasionally moaning, and for some reason we were stuck in that room for a very long time.
Kondo wasn't a follower of Anu Anu at all. He worships the laddering horror. I think he might have been mad.
Madness. Yes. Sweet singing in my ears.
Seems to be fashionable at the moment. Now listen to me. I need to know who else might have been a double agent.
Who? I'll tell you who. They all hated me. Especially Foyd.
Foyd? The troll?
Yes.
Foyd?
The troll. I never liked him. I don't trust trolls.
Where is he now?
Racist.
How would I know? He wouldn't tell me. He never liked me. Nobody liked me.
Did he say anything to you?
He said he was going to change his identity, make a run for it. Such a coward. Stupid troll.
What about the rest of the cult? Where can I find them?
It's too late for everyone. Nothing can save us now.
Where's your faith? Don't you believe that Anu Anu is the god of gods?
No. I renounce my faith. Anu Anu betrayed me. He betrayed me!
Uh-oh. Wow.
Mooncalf jumped screaming through the stained glass window and began to climb the temple.
What?
I could hear Mooncalf ranting as he climbed up the outside of the temple.
I give my faith to one God, and it brings about the destruction of everything. Gods are nothing but trouble.
What?
You can't trust them. You can't trust them. We don't need them.
So weird having the
They
laughter
need
still
us more
going.
than we need them. I'm letting atheism into my heart as my savior.
Yeah, this is not going to go well. Cannonball!
I renounce all gods! Oh, I can't believe I survived that thing.
You didn't.
You're dead.
Still laughing.
You've heard of me? I'm flattered.
Oh, what were the odds that I'd get hit by lightning just as I renounced all gods?
About 1 to 1, I'd say. You're not the first. Although I think you're the first to do it from the top of their own temple. Full marks for style.
Thank you, I think.
Don't mention it. I try to make the process as enjoyable as possible.
So what happens next?
That depends on you. But you've renounced all the gods, so I doubt you'll be off to any of the heavens. Or hells, for that matter.
Well, what about reincarnation? I always liked the sound of that.
Well, it's not really up to me. But if you do come back, can I advise you to be careful what you say on the top of religious monuments?
I'll see what I can do. Do you know, I don't feel so, so dedicated anymore.
Death gives you a whole new perspective on life.
I should never have become a zealot. My mother was right. I should have been a tax collector.
Perhaps in the next lifetime, eh?
Say what you like about Mooncalf. He knew how to put on a show. Unfortunately, he hadn't left me with many leads, although finding Foyd wasn't a bad idea. I had already a lot of practice getting information out of trolls. All I had to do was work out where he was.
Easy. Alright, I'll be back in a sec again. Oh, sorry about that. What's going on? You own the stream? Oh no. Standing on top of the hill yelling, "All gods are bastards," while wearing a copper breastplate. You recall that from one of the novels. Yes. I think it was that Vimes? Can't remember now. Yeah, so Bindy's got like a sore paw at the moment. So she has a little bit of trouble getting up and down. So just keeping an ear out for her. MCZ owned the stream briefly. We'll be right back. Mwahaha. And there are lots of Bindies. Sees the means of streamduction. And then a giant Tonda emote. Very nice. Did not hear it? Oh no, because I had everything muted. Sorry about that, Borkin.
We will be right back. Will you?
Will you? Ah, nice. Fire broadside is coming to my town in 3 weeks. Oh no. Oh no. I'm sorry to hear that, MZZ. I might, I'll shout him out, just so everyone knows to avoid him. Can't, but no, Fire Broadside is, he's a wrestler and as well as a streamer. He tends to kind of stream like chill indie games as opposed to retro gaming. But definitely check him out if you like Australian wrestling. Can't escape you Aussie streamers being all up in the same country as yourself. Yeah, that is an issue.
I hadn't seen Horst since I arranged his meeting with
You already love him? Nice.
Wherever Horst was,
He's pretty
he
cool.
wasn't at his quarters.
So I don't think there's anything here. But basically we're trying to find a troll called Foyd. Maybe we can ask around here. Mencken hasn't been very useful in the last couple of acts.
Can we talk? I know I can.
And you can at least make intelligible noises.
Mean? Do we have Foyd? Yes, okay.
Do you know where I can find a troll called Foyd?
You ask too many questions to be healthy in this town.
But the town is literally being destroyed by a Cthulhu-esque monster. God. Surely it could be a little bit
Given
more
the
helpful.
trapezohedron's history, it wasn't something I wanted to discuss with just anyone.
Alright, this guy's not useful.
Well, I'll see you later.
Actually, one place we went to... So, this is where we found Malachite the Troll. So this guy hasn't been around for a while, but he seems to be now. Oh. He's a little awkward to talk to, because he takes forever to stop fiddling with his statue.
Back? Had I gone somewhere?
Here we go again.
MCZ, are you going to reach out to Fire Broadside and, I don't know, maybe not hang out, but, I don't know, wave from across the street or something like that?
So you're a sculptor then?
Yes. Yes, I'm reasonably sure I am. Something like that, anyway.
Why do I get the feeling that you aren't going to be much good at small talk?
Let's try this new bit.
I'm looking for someone named Foyd. Do you know them?
Foyd. Foyd. No, I don't remember that name.
He's a troll.
No. Definitely
How
haven't
big?
seen any trolls.
Yes, you have. Malachite was staying here.
Oh.
What is going on? What? Go ahead.
Yes. Well,
Hang on a
no
sec.
trolls apart from...
I am shocked, but...
Malachite.
Rodan was hiding something. But what?
Wow. Okay, good. Thank you again for the raid. Because I knew you were streaming, but I didn't think you'd be raiding twice in a row on a Wednesday. But thank you. 45 people. That's crazy. And also, Patry Crusader, thank you for the follow, and Wolf X UK, also thank you for following. Yeah, I'm just playing the final act of Discworld Noir. We've released a Cthulhu-esque god, and it's wreaking havoc on the city. So we're piecing together clues to find a way to have that not happen. Okay, sorry, I'm just... Oh, jeez. Everyone who's here and is not already following Ghoulbabe, please give her a follow. So, hey Kilgold Trout, welcome in. How's it going? Oh wow, hi. Also, give Kilgold Trout a follow too if you like retro streamers. Hi. Yeah, but Ghoulbabe, she does a lot of retro adventure gaming, and she's just started reaching out, branching out into retro RPGs as well. So her Wednesdays, her Tuesdays, my Wednesdays, is now a Fallout stream. So she's doing Fallout for one night and adventure games for 2 other nights. But yeah, definitely give her a follow. And also definitely give Kilgold Trout a follow. Apparently Discworld Noir is his favourite Discworld game, and I think that's... Yeah, I think if you have... I don't think there are many people who have played Noir, but if you have, I think they would rank it as possibly the best Discworld adventure game. I've been enjoying it. Like, I played it like, I think a couple of decades ago now, closer to when it came out originally. And it's a little bit tricky to get running. But yeah. yeah, thanks again, Gorbay, for the raid. Just sort of a lot of people. I say best one, not the funniest. Yeah. Mason, IXS. Thank you also for following. Hope you enjoy your time here. You say best one, not the funniest. Yeah, I think. Yes. If you're not following it, please follow. Good constructive criticism. Don Tolian, thank you for following. Cool Trout, also thank you for following. Oh my god, everyone's following. Wow. I'm getting off. I need a deep breath. I did shout out Gorbay before. It's not like I didn't shout her out. But if you're not following her, definitely follow her. I just got to get out of this room because this guy is just making a farting noise. My name's Sonderveld. I do a lot of I haven't actually quite locked down what I'm doing with this stream, but so far I've been doing a lot of retro adventure games and also occasionally deconstructing adventure games. So I did a stream where I played Space Quest 1 but with the debug screen alongside Space Quest. So you can see all the priority lines and things like that. I do the occasional translation for games and stuff. So I don't if I ever have anything interesting from that, if I have anything interesting from those projects, I'll definitely stream them. Thank you everyone for coming in for the raid, and thanks again to Gorbay. Sorry, I'm still flustered. Sorry, just being a cat at good minutes. Yeah, no, it's fine. Thank you very much, and thank you, David, for the Cedric. Yeah, so there is a Cedric command, so you'll get a random Cedric quote, and most of them are just him whining about something.
I don't trust them.
I think that was part of his racist tirade against gypsies. Hey, Refraction, how's it going? Welcome in. Jeez. What am I doing? I'm playing a game. Haven't seen this mode yet. Oh, yeah, that's a new one. Cedric the racist. Yeah, Cedric is problematic, unfortunately. Good, thanks. How am I doing? I'm good. Astral81, thank you for following. Wow. I'm good. I hope you enjoyed the stream. I just got raided by Gorbay, so I'm a little flustered and trying not to panic too much. How are you going? So I did have a conversation with this guy about Floyd, but I've completely forgotten what he was saying. So I might just have to give him
I have to ask some questions.
I'm doing alright, that's good. I figured, David, that emote could be used alongside other emotes.
Okay.
If you have any clouds or anything that you need an old man to rage against. What am I doing? I was asking about Floyd. Sorry,
I'm looking for someone named Floyd.
Need to calm down.
Do you know them?
All right, now I'm gonna pay attention to what he was saying about Floyd.
Floyd. No, I don't remember that name.
He's a troll.
No.
No.
Definitely haven't seen any trolls.
Yes, you have. Malachite was staying here.
Yeah.
Oh. Yes. Well, no trolls apart from Malachite.
Rodan was hiding something. But what?
What? Bindigo. I know Miss Wolflot. Hang on. Can you look after Bindy this time, and I'll do the next one? Alright, so one thing that is not obvious from the screen is that I picked up some bandages in the room before. Like in an act beforehand.
You dropped these over by Malachite.
This might be a clue.
Oh, did I? Thank you. What are they?
They're bandages. Only the funny thing is, they're covered in plaster.
Really?
I suppose you were making some kind of modification to one of your statues.
Yes, that's right. Hmm?
Only the funny thing is, none of the statues have changed. Perhaps you could explain that.
Well,
Shall I tell you what I think?
Go
I
on.
think you're operating as an illegal plastic surgeon for trolls on the lam.
Wow, that's a bit of a
Half-inch
leap.
on the nose here, a bit extra on the chin. Even their own mother wouldn't know them, eh?
but I never do anything illegal. Honestly.
Don't worry, I'm not going to turn you over to the watch. I just want some information.
Information?
Yeah. I know that you're not the best person to come to for information, given your memory.
Yes, that's what makes me a good plaster surgeon. I can never remember who my patients are.
Do you work here?
Not usually. No. I usually work wherever they need me.
But you had to do Malachite here because he didn't have anywhere to go.
6 a.m. Going to bed. Take care.
Malachite.
Thank you very much for coming in, Kilgore.
Malachite.
Oh, come on.
yeah,
He was
I
right
appreciate
here
you
in the
stopping in.
workshop.
Oh, that troll. Yes, I did him.
That's what I thought. I guess you'd better get back to your work.
So that means we... Okay, so now he's admitted to he's a
I have to
plaster
ask some
surgeon.
questions.
What's happening? Hang on a sec. Just got to check in on my dog. Bindi.
Okay.
Ah, sorry. So, Bindi, my dog, she's got a sore paw at the moment. Sorry for all these farts, by the way. So we're taking her to a dog specialist tomorrow to get it checked out. Oh, I know, yeah. So, she's just take my word for it that she's hanging out behind me. There's Bindi.
Good long bandit.
Give me one. What is that food? Oh no, it's nothing. Oh, she looks so sorry. I know. She's like, whoops. She's like 15 now. Oh, it's very loud. Yeah, she's a very old dog now. And so she had surgery. She had surgery on her paw. Like she used to have she had a big lump on her paw like a while ago. She had surgery, got that removed, and now she's having other issues walking on the paw. So we're going to take her into a specialist tomorrow. So what is that food? They're literally just schmackos. So I think she's overeaten on schmackos, so she might be over it now. But I'll give her a couple later on. Yeah. She can be a little trying, but yeah, we try to give her some love. She's currently wearing the harness. Looks like some sort of dog chocolate. No, nothing like that. That doesn't tend to last too long. That stuff. Yeah, when we had Pilot, he had some back issues, and so we got him a harness, and I think now we're using a similar harness for Bindi just to help her with her back legs and stuff. But yeah. Poor old Bindi. So yeah, she's just chilling at the moment. She might get up and need to leave again, so I'll keep an ear out for her. Sorry, that was just some dog trials, dog stories. Let's get out of this room because this guy makes the worst noises.
But if you worked on him, it'd have been recently. Have you worked on a trawl in the last day or so?
Yes. I worked on someone down by the river recently.
A street name would be nice.
I'm really
Thank you,
hopeless
Ramses.
with names.
How do you find people's houses?
I'm really good at taking directions.
Well, where was this trawl that you worked on?
You walk to the river Ankh, turn right, and then take the 3rd street on the right. It's opposite an abandoned shop.
An abandoned shop? Thanks. I think I can find that.
Hey, Hairball. How's it going? Welcome in. We're just trying to play Discworld, but very quietly, apparently.
I guess you'd better get back to your work.
But thanks for the reminder, MZZ. So I believe we got some instructions for this forward character. So now, lots of good folks in here. Oh, I'm very lucky to have gotten a raid from Ghoulbabe, so I think a lot of people came in from that. And maybe a few before that. I don't know. But yeah, there's always good people in here. So this door wasn't accessible before.
The door was shut tight.
How you been, Hairball? What you been up to?
Foyd, are you there?
No, there's no one named Foyd here.
Don't lie, Foyd. Firstly, I recognize your voice. And secondly, I've spoken to Rodan. Don't worry, I'm not gonna cause you any trouble.
That poor door. Sorry about that. Sir Citizen Unknown, thank you for the follow. Hope you enjoy your time here. Helping Dragon Jam with day 1 of her birthday stream week. Oh. I haven't seen any of that yet. I should definitely give her a follow. Day 1. Is that going to be every day this week? I should definitely check out some of that.
Someone had painted the sign of the eel on the floor. Foyd must have been looking for protection from the laddering horror. I guess he wasn't as stupid as he seemed. Or maybe his self-preservation was strong enough to cut through his stupidity. The big, dumb troll was lying almost motionless on the floor. The floor had seen better days.
She's doing 46 hours because she's turning 46. So 5 days of 8-hour streams and 1 of 6. Wow, that is a lot of streaming. And Lassus41, thank you for following. It's much appreciated. I hope you enjoy retro adventure games as much as I do. Yeah, okay. Yeah, everyone, if you're not following Dragon Gem, definitely give her a follow as well. And maybe you can check out one of the 46 hours she'll be streaming this week, which is crazy. But good luck with that. I'll tune in when I can.
All you have to do is cooperate with me, and I'll leave you alone.
Were you followed?
No, I've got cautious about that recently.
What do you want?
I just want to say hello.
Nice place you have here.
Cut the small talk. Just ask you questions and get out.
Nice place you.
Cut, just...
Let's ask some questions. Oh, because we're found Foyd, so we don't need to ask.
Tell me about Nile and Ethatep.
No! Ask me something else.
Were you part of the Nile and Ethatep worshippers?
Not tell yous nothing.
Who are you running from, Foyd?
Not saying nothing.
Okay.
Do you know what quad nescient eos interficit means?
That's the thingy. Quad nescient CEOs interficit.
The thingy? What does it mean to you?
Dunno.
I could very quickly lose patience with you, Foyd. Did anyone ever mention the radiant trapezohedron to you, Foyd?
The radiating trapezohedron?
Maybe not.
I'll take that as a no.
Alright, let's ask him about some of these things we've picked up.
The star map wasn't something I could talk to just anyone about.
Oh, okay. So this is the star map that Two Conkers gave us in order to find that trapezohedron.
Does this amulet mean anything to you?
Yeah, that does look familiar. That's Satrap's.
This belongs to Satrap? Are you sure?
Sure, I'm sure. Saw it round his neck.
And where is he now?
Dunno.
Don't know.
I have the falchion. I think it might be possible to stop Nile and Ethatep using the sword, but I need to know how.
Dunno. They didn't tell me nothing like that.
Are you telling me that you were part of a secret cult, but you didn't know anything that was going on?
That would be me.
I did what Mooncalf told me most of the time.
Because he was the leader, you mean?
Well, he was the figurehead, but I don't know if he was the leader.
Then why were you following Mooncalf's instructions?
He was my contact. That's how we stayed in touch. His contact keeps you in touch with what goes down.
I see.
Alright.
Everyone in the cult had a contact, right?
That's right.
So who was Satrap's contact?
That was Galid.
And where can I find Gelid?
Dunno, but I think he worked as a porter up at the university.
That's all I need to know. Thanks.
Thanks, buddy. Can we ask him about the bandages, or are they gone? Oh, they're gone. How in the hell is Dragon Gem turning 46? These are good questions.
Let's hope we don't meet again, Foyd.
She's very useful, yes. That is a good way to say it. Alright, so we have a contact in the university.
It had been a while since I'd been to the new hall, and I had a bad feeling about what Mrs. Folmes would have to say to me if she saw me.
Mr. Luton, I was wondering if you'd turn up again.
Can I come in?
No, you're fired. Worst bedmaker I ever hired.
Listen,
Whoops.
I have to get inside the university. There's a dangerous cult trying to destroy the city, and I need to talk to someone inside.
That's what they all say. Now goodbye and don't come back.
That
No.
wasn't what I wanted to hear.
Let's go somewhere else. Don, haven't played this since it was released. Same until recently. It's pretty hard to get running on new computers. Yeah, I know. So a lot of people would play the PlayStation version when they were streaming it or just playing it online, because it was easier to run an emulated PlayStation than to get the Windows version going. So I used to own the game, and I made images of the CDs ages ago. I don't know where the CDs are now. And there was a couple of fan-made patches for the game, which I'm using one of. I think it's the Loma patch, but I'm also running it within a VirtualBox VM, just so I can ensure that it's only running on one CPU, because apparently the game gets a bit funny if it's got multiple cores running. So I've gone through a few hoops to get this going. But yeah, it's because it's so hard to get running on new computers. Like, I want more people to try it out, because I don't think as many people are aware of this game. When I first heard how old she was, I was reeling for a week. Yeah, that's good reaction.
You could say this. Well,
Oh,
good.
all right.
I
So
need some more answers, Nobby.
let's see what Nobby has to say about this contact that
I
we've
need
got.
to get into the unseen university, and I want you to help me do it.
Come on, Nobby.
How? Can't you get me some kind of warrant or something?
No, absolutely not. Vimes would go spare if he knew I'd given a search warrant to you.
A search warrant?
Yeah, it's a piece of parchment from the patrician allowing us to search a premises. Or is that a premise?
Well, I need one.
I can't do it, Luton. It's more than my job's worth.
Go
the
on.
survival of the city might depend on it.
You'd say anything just to get your own way.
All right, if that's the way it's going to be. How did you get into my office the other day, Nobby?
The door was open.
No, it wasn't. I always lock my door. In
Yeah.
that neighborhood, my coffee maker wouldn't last 10 minutes if I didn't.
Well, I found my way in. Let's just leave it at that, eh?
How would Vimes feel if he learned that you'd been breaking and entering onto private property just to fill your own pockets?
You're not going to tell him, are you, Luton? He'd go spare.
Well, you scratch my back and I'll scratch yours.
What would I want my back scratched for?
I mean, I'll ignore your transgression if you get me a warrant to let me into the university.
I don't know about this, Luton. I think...
Act now.
Go
you
on.
can think about it later.
Okay.
Go on.
Wait here.
Go back to 2000 and tell
Well,
someone.
if I
Oh,
couldn't
sorry.
count on him as a friend, I could always count on him as a coward.
Hooray!
Get out before somebody sees you.
Consider me gone.
Boop, boop, boop. Go to 2000. Tell someone you have a multi-core processor and watch them marvel at the ability to fab something with a die that small. Yeah, what was I running in 2000? I think I had like a Celeron 400 or something. Oh no! And Dizzy, thanks again. I keep turning the game down, so I can speak over it. You had a Duron 800. Yeah, I think at some point I did upgrade to some AMD 800 something or other. I don't know if it was in 2000 though. I kind of rocked that Celeron for a while. Sorry, I'm dizzy. Thank you again. I hope you could still tell what was going on from the subtitles. Delta fan. I don't even know what the Delta fan is. What is a Delta fan? Is that just a brand or is it? Because I'm googling Delta fan. It just looks like a normal PC fan. I think it was still running mostly Intel during that time frame. Oh my, it needs YouTubing. Oh, okay. I'll maybe I'll look at it later then. But running mostly Intel. Yeah, because I went from you're only coming in because my audio is always a mess. Everyone's too polite to tell me. No, your audio is usually fine. Like usually like if you can turn up the volume, it's fine. It's getting the mix right where the game isn't too quiet versus your voice and vice versa. That's what I have trouble with sometimes. It's like 100 dB when it's running at 500 RPM. Just go back to the growing room, put on full blast. Oh, I still got to add a redemption for that. I had a Celeron 800 in 2001 too. You know, Celeron chip was a deliberately lobotomized Intel chip. Yes. Yeah, it was like a cut down Pentium 2 without all the extras and the cache and stuff. Like it was really good because it was like cheap, and if you wanted to, you could overclock it. I remember for like the first, you played a lot of Morrowind and Arcanum on that glorified toaster. I remember when I first had the Celeron, a Celeron 400, it would crash every once in a while, and I'd be like, oh man, this CPU's trash. Like just like sometimes I'd bump the case and it would crash, and it turned out I hadn't actually seated the CPU because it was a card. I hadn't seated the CPU card into the slot properly. Like so, one day I just gave it a lot of pressure, and I heard 2 clicks, and I was like, oh no, has it literally just been sitting on the motherboard, just precariously balanced? It was a relief to find out why it was crashing all the time. A bit embarrassing that it took me that long to realise. If I could go back to the growing room, I would. Actually, I probably could. Hang on. Let's save. Everyone does that at least once. Oh yeah, everyone does. Yeah, especially when you're putting computers together. Where are the clones? I remember upgrading a hard drive in a 386 up to a 40 megabyte hard drive, and that sounded like a jet engine. A hard drive sounding like a jet engine. I don't remember this at all. I'm just trying to find the groans. I don't know if I've got one. Mundy, teeth. Man, what am I? Let's try teeth. Hopefully the game doesn't crash. This is a bit funny. No. Here we go. So we spent a lot of time in this room. And this guy would just groan. At least now he's not going to do it. There he goes. It spun so fast and so loudly. I don't even remember what brand it was. It's just that we're thinking this will never get full. This will never get full. Yeah, 40 megabytes. Whoa. I remember. I think it was. I don't know. It was. Yeah, exactly. My family's first PC was like an Amstrad 1512, like a PC compatible, and the hard drive that we got for it was it didn't have like an IDE controller, as far as from what I could remember. It actually had like a little an ISA card with a hard drive embedded in the card itself, and you put it in, and it had like the controller and a hard drive all on one card. I think that was only like 10 megabytes, if that. It was tiny. I was at a friend's house with this fancy new CD burner, and he put a CD in there, and we heard it spin up and up and up until there was a bang, and the drive caddy got pushed out a few minutes. The CD had ripped itself to shards, you say, inside the drive. That sounds terrifying. Hopefully, did the CD drive survive, or was that it for the CD drive? I started with an Amiga. I didn't even have a hard drive with that one. Yeah. I never owned an Amiga. I certainly played. I had friends with them, and they were really cool. Like for ages, like the Amiga was the one that had like all the cool graphics. As opposed to the PC, the PC took a while to catch up. I do have an Amiga Mini, so I'm going to play around with that a bit more when I have a chance. It did not survive. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. Also, how good were CD caddies? Like, they should bring those back. They were amazing. Extreme CD burning sports. Alright, so I hope everyone appreciates the groaning. I'll make a save here so we can go back to the groaning at any time we want. Alright, so we've now got a search warrant, I believe.
I managed to get a search warrant from Navi.
There's some top-notch groaning voiceover. Yes! Titus Groan is in the house. What? What? I thought you were about to overwrite your save with groan. No, I would never do that. Yeah, I probably would do that. But I didn't this time. Voice acting. Voiceover voice acting. Tomato, tomato. But yes, I agree. It was amazing groans.
Hold on, hold on.
Bindy's still chilling.
What is it? Oh, it's you.
I have here a signed parchment from the Oblong office allowing me access to university grounds.
Yeah.
Let me see that.
You'll see it's completely in order.
All right, you can come inside.
Yes.
Where did you get this from?
I'm a private investigator. I got this through legitimate channels.
What sort of legitimate channels?
That's not for me to discuss.
This is most aggravating. Right, here's what's going to happen. You wait here, and I'm going to go and have a word with the watch. If this checks out, then I won't have any choice but to let you in. And if it doesn't, I'll be back with the watch to have you arrested. Is that clear?
Perfectly.
Don't touch anything, don't go anywhere. Do I make myself clear?
Perfectly.
I don't like you, Luton, and I don't trust you. But you'd better not cross me on this. I'll be back shortly.
I look forward to it. Sheesh. What did she think she'd do to me? Choke me with a duster? Now to find Gelid. I'd have to be fast. There was no telling what Foams would do when she got back. I certainly couldn't count on Nobby to back me up when the old battle axe came storming into the watch house.
Yeah, old battle axe. Yeah, unfortunately the main character of this game does have a problem with women. So take everything he says with a grain of salt. Pro streamer strats. Yeah. Oh well, that was one of the constructive criticisms I think that came through. So heard everyone loud and clear and added a cooldown. So normally there's not a blood stain here. Can we sniff out? Because I haven't actually been in this area for a while. So let's see if I can sniff it as a werewolf.
As I slipped into my wolf form, I smelled blood. I followed the trail of blood from the concourse up onto the rooftops. I found the Bledlow's body by the observatory. No attempt had been made to hide it. I don't think the murderer cared. I could hear voices coming from inside the observatory, and even though my better judgment said to stay away, my curiosity drew me on. I hoped there was a limitation to how many times curiosity could kill the werewolf.
No. Oh, another cutscene.
I made my way into the observatory, and inside was a wizard whose voice I recognized. Satrap. I wasn't sure what he was doing, but it couldn't be good.
The stars are right! A bit further! Now, left! Left a bit!
A golem was operating the cranks for the observatory's main telescope, and Satrap was calling out instructions. I guess he was looking for something.
Mr. Luton.
It's me.
Do come in. I've been expecting you.
You've been using your magic to spy on me?
No. I saw you through the telescope.
Mind telling me what you're doing?
Oh, the same as everyone else. Waiting for the end of all creation.
All creation?
Well, Nylon Athertep might only destroy Ankh-Morpork to begin with, but I'm sure it will get around to destroying everything sooner or later.
Boo.
It's all just a matter of time.
So you're the leader of the dark sect of Nylon Athertep, then?
Luton, I am the dark sect. They would be nothing without me.
And you're a wizard?
The professor of astrology, as it happens. I acquired the job only recently, although it has been empty for a while. Mathom was interested in the post, but I was fortunate enough to dispose of him as part of the summoning ritual.
So there was some internal politics involved in that murder.
Oh, make no mistake, most of those 8 murders served another purpose. People don't become cultists because they want to help the gods out. They know that it's a good way to get what they want and to justify whatever unspeakable acts they want by blaming it on a god.
Carlotta needed Reagan killed because he was blackmailing her, and Mundy had the sword. What about the merchant Gaimin?
He and Kondo never got on. For all I know, there were reasons that the other people were chosen as well. It's often the way of these things.
Kondo's dead. I killed him.
Well,
Yeah, take that.
that'll be one less thing for Nylon Athertep to do when he gets here.
How many of the cultists were secretly in the dark sect?
Only myself and Kondo. But Foyd was easily manipulated to our ends as well. He rarely had any idea what was going on. We just used him because it suited our purposes to do so. Foyd couldn't have told anyone what we were doing because he only barely understood anything that was going on around him.
What about Gelid? Did you kill him?
Yes, he had to be removed. He was still loyal to Anu Anu, and he had outlived his usefulness.
What have you done with Carlotta?
As far as I know, she's still tending the wounds of that wretched excuse for a god.
You pulled the wool over her eyes, didn't you? Pretending to worship Anu Anu.
The wool? I pulled the whole
Is he putting on like a slightly deeper voice for this scene?
Was Horst somehow involved in your plans?
Horst? Ha! Without Horst, we'd have never got Monday staying in the Octarine Parrot. The trouble with trying to murder in a geometric shape is you're really quite restricted as to where you can work.
So how come Horst's name isn't on the list?
He's not a cultist, Luton. He's just a greedy troll who thought helping us would get him the sword.
Instead, it's going to get him and everyone else killed.
I really think you should have let me say that. I mean, you say it in such a disappointing fashion.
I can deliver lines like that with much greater dramatic effect.
Go on,
You're
then.
a vain, arrogant, dangerous man, Satrap.
Thank you.
Where's the trapezohedron?
It's funny you should ask. I was just looking for it now.
It's a very long cutscene.
Once we have our hands on it, nothing will stop Nylon Athertep. The whole of creation will be destroyed.
Don't you think that laugh is a little over the top?
Listen, Luton, there are fewer perks than you might think to being what most people would consider an insane psychopath plotting the destruction of everything. I have always thought that a good dose of mad laughter was something I had earned the right to indulge in.
This whole plan is crazy, Satrap.
You
No
crazy.
one in their right mind plots such mindless destruction on such a large scale. You need help.
I have all the help I need, Luton. I have Nylon Athertep.
It's not helping you. It wouldn't help anyone. It is totally evil.
Evil? No, I will not accept that. It is conditioned simply to survive, and it can survive only by dominating all other life.
When all other life is suppressed, then we will have peace. Wars will end.
Suppose
It is a power not
technically
of
right.
evil, but of good.
Satrap, if you had created a spell that could destroy all forms of life, would sweep throughout the disk and leave nothing in its wake, would you allow its use?
It is an interesting conjecture.
But would you do it?
Yes. Yes. To hold in my hand a scroll that contained such power. To know that life, death on such a scale, was my choice. To know that the faintest of breaths speaking those words would end everything. Yes! Yes! I would do it. That power would set me up among the gods, and through Nylonathotep, I have
Yeah, I'm beginning to dislike this guy.
You're deranged, Satrap. I thought Mooncalf was bad, but you take the honors. I can't allow this to continue. I have to stop you.
Now you get around to
You
stopping.
cannot stop me now! I'm invincible!
Give it up, Satrap. It's over. I pursued Satrap up onto the roof. His robes were rank with the stench of Gelid's blood, and I couldn't control myself.
Uh-oh.
The next thing I knew, Satrap's body was tumbling down the roof into a crumpled heap below.
Sorry.
Get down here! This isn't over! Don't turn away from me while I'm talking to you! Come back! This isn't over!
It is for you.
Oh, snap.
Oh, black spectre of the cold sleep of death. Leave me, your humble servant, so that I can witness the destruction I have wrought in thy name.
Wrought in thy name? You should get out more often, Satrap.
I live to serve you.
Really? Any good at making curry?
No. But I am causing death and destruction on a scale as yet unprecedented.
And you think that makes me happy? I'm not the god of death, you know. I'm just death. I'm just providing a service. There are times, you know, when I get really annoyed by you mortals.
Does that mean I'm going to be punished for all eternity?
If that's what you want.
Isn't there some way I can bargain with you?
Nothing springs to mind.
Surely someone has found a way to attempt to avoid the final curtain?
Well, people sometimes challenge me to a game.
Do they ever win?
No. But someone once challenged me to that one where you knock a little ball out of a hole. Flog, I think it was called.
What sort of game is that?
Oh,
A really stupid one to play against a person who spends every second working on his swing.
Can I play you at it?
If you like. Last time I got a birdie on the 18th. But it was its own fault for flying so low.
oh.
I'll do anything to save my life. Whatever you ask.
You're afraid of dying, aren't you?
I didn't think I would be. But I was wrong.
Here. Take my hand.
Oh.
There's nothing to worry about. The hard part is over.
Why are you being so nice to me? I tried to destroy all of creation.
Well, nobody's perfect.
Death is sweet. Alright, so that was a massive cutscene. Sorry, Hairball. So, Hairball was saying, for a bit I worked at a PC OEM, and the R&D folks would sometimes get new optical drives and fiddle with them. Fiddle. They would do things like use a power tool to figure out how vast various brands of CDs could be spun before they reliably fail. Did they was that like a scientific thing, or they just put some CDs on a drill and spun them around? Like, did they ever measure the speed and rotation and compare it with, like, was it like a 4 times, the equivalent to a 4 times CD-ROM drive or a 52 time drive? Because it does sound like an interesting experiment, but I feel like they just wanted to spin some CDs really fast to see it, to make them break. MZZ did not like that dude. Invincible people don't need to run. I agree. Ghoul Babe commiserated the death. Rob Brydon just seems like such a weird choice as the lead V8 for this game. I think maybe he turned up to the audition and did like a zillion accents, and they're like, yeah, we can just hire one guy instead of 10 different people. And Death is amazing. He's a good character. Did a discussion about cats. Cat's pretty good. I think that was actually a quote from Death. Friendly neighborhood Death. Sometimes it was sciencey, but sometimes they were just causing to explode. Yeah, I think a lot of science is just trying to cause something to explode and see what happens. So yeah, I can relate. Maybe we should save just in case the game crashes. I don't have to do all that again. Game saved. Alright, so once again, it's dark in here. We've got a telescope. We've got an astrolabe. Got a
The golem didn't say much. It wasn't their way. I could tell the golem what to do, but beyond that, there wasn't much I could do.
There's mosaics. What's going on here?
The floor of the observatory was decorated with the 64 signs of the zodiac. They were all here. The celestial parsnip, the cow of heaven, the knotted string, even Okjok the salesman.
Wait, Crichton is a bunch of... Yes, he is. He was Horst, the giant troll, and he was one of the guards that we only talked to him briefly, and he went on about accents. But yeah, Crichton, Robert Llewellyn, he's in it for a few voices.
Fascinating though they were, I couldn't do anything to the mosaics with my bare hands.
I always find with Discworld games, like whenever they have like made up names, like
the floor of they were the celestial
like
parsnip,
celestial parsnip,
the cow of
and
heaven.
cow of heaven. I'm always like, are those references to things I should know, or is it like sort of just an in joke for astronomers, and they'd be like, oh yeah, I understand that reference. But either way, it's fine. It's just, I feel like sometimes I'm missing out on stuff.
On the floor was an ornate device for navigating across the stars.
Sweet. What else we got? We got a
The
telescope.
huge telescope was too large to be moved by hand, so a nearby golem operated the cranks.
Golem.
The view through the telescope showed me nothing.
Can I move it?
I could tell the golem what to do, but beyond that, there wasn't much I could do.
50-50 shot either way. No GNU Sotel. Yeah. I mean, that's... Yeah. I mean, I'm fine with that. Knowing GNU Sotel. Yeah, gotcha. Can I... So this map... it was given to me by two conkers to find the thing that we were just talking about, the tetrahedron omicron. So, can we get the golem to use it?
I tried to show the star map to the golem, but it didn't seem to understand. I got the impression it followed verbal instructions. I guess I needed some intelligent instructions before I could tell it what to do.
Troll names are fun geology references. Horst is a raised section of the... I didn't even pick up on that. Yeah, like things like detritus and stuff like that, and malachite, they sort of sound more geology related. But yeah, horse, I didn't even pick up on that.
If I knew something about stars, I guess I could have used the star map to point the telescope in the right direction. But I didn't know anything useful, and I had no idea where to start.
What about here?
I looked at the star map and back to the mosaics. The map seemed to include a constellation. All I had to do was find out which one and tell the golem to move the telescope to look at it. Well, it was a plan of sorts.
Alright, so it kind of looks like this one, or this one. This one has fewer stars. I used to do software development for the geoscience department at the USYD. USYD? That sounds cool. I don't know what that is. Oh, okay. University of Sydney. Right, gotcha. Oh, USyd. Okay. Oh god, I'm an idiot. Sorry, I was some reason I was reading it as like USYD, and I thought you were like a real traveled person who went to the US. I just read it completely wrong. Yeah, University of Sydney. Duh. Opposite of a horse is a graben. What are these things? Oh my god. Hang on. Is this gonna work? Yes, here we go. Isn't horse graben that YouTube in Sweden? The United States Youth Department, obviously. So yeah, okay. So we've got faults, and then we've got a horse, which is a raised bit from a fault, and a graben, which is down, the downward bit. Yeah, right. Today I learned. The more you know. It's a loan word from German, meaning ditch or trench. The plural is either graben or grabens. Oh, and then you got half grabens? What? Okay, these are known as half. Okay, only on one side. Yeah, right. And the grabens on the moon. Okay, that's cool. Sorry, a little bit of an aside there. Horse Jen Chunkowski. That's the only horse to know. I don't even know that one. Classically trained German pianist. Yeah, right. I did not know that guy either. United States yard debris. Yeah, I'm just showing my ignorance and read comprehension skills. Picked up so much random geoscience knowledge from that job. That would have been cool. So we're grabens on the moon. There ain't no whales, so we tell tales and sing our whaling tune. I hope I did justice to that. I did not sing at all. I'm not very good at singing. So what did you do at geoscience? Like, what kind of software development? Like, were you doing actual geoscience maths type development, or was it closer to like, I don't know, like some sort of a people management accounting type application? So I think it's this one, but I want to see what happens if I select one of these ones, like the Wezen, the double-headed kangaroo. That sounds cool.
The constellation was so disorganized it could match any group of stars. Move the telescope so that I can see Wezen the double-headed kangaroo.
Add singing redemption. Whoa, I don't know. That's a big ask. It's a big that. So I recently made all my channel redemptions like very, very low, because I'm not in it for the money or the points. But if I was going to add a singing redemption, that would be at like 1,000,000 points. I'm sorry about that. So that's a good suggestion. C++ desktop program. They were called programs back in the day, not apps. Called G-plates. Think Google Earth, but with a time slider at the top to reconstruct plate tectonic movements back through time. What about a Maxi Singing Redemption? Oh, very nice Maxi emote. Yeah, I can think about that. He usually just whines. Nico, that sounds really cool. So I imagine that was that 3D rendered as well, or is it more like a 2D simulation? And was this just for geologists, or was it like more of a general awareness program for people to explore? Plates, tectonic plates.
I didn't think Wezen the double-headed kangaroo was any help. It seemed to be pointing at someone's room in the unseen university. I didn't know who I was looking at, but whoever they were cowering under their bed.
Alright. Let's use
the floor of the...
Okay. Yep. Let's use the one we're meant to use, which was the this guy. Small boring group of faint stars. There's a Gahuli, the vase of tulips, the vase, the flying moose, and the celestial parsnip. So I guess it's the boring group of faint stars.
I suppose the small boring group of faint stars might have been on the map, but if they were, they'd been drawn much brighter than they really were. Swing the telescope around to face the small boring group of faint stars.
Good night, Airball. Thanks for stopping by. You also should have a good one. Everyone give Hairball a follow if you're so inclined. And also his partner, Dragon Gem. So apparently she's just turned 46, or about to turn 46, and she's doing like a week-long streamathon. So 46 hours of streaming over a week. So maybe just pop in, say hello over the week. No worries, Hairball. Have a good night and good sleeps to you. Yes, and please give her many hugs from Amzizi and from chat. James Nico says, it was for geology professors and students. It was 2D initially, in terms of just doing stuff on the surface of the Earth, but around the time I left, we're adding 3D mantle models to it. That sounds really cool. I never get to work on cool stuff like that, like, as a profession. Like, it's always just, boring. It seems to go into, like, build system tools and stuff like that. So, I'm very jealous.
The stars seem to be pointing at the Selachi Mausoleum.
I know
if
where
the
that
map
is.
was right, the jewel was somewhere inside.
Alright, so I think we've done all we can here. So let's get out of here. And the mausoleum. Can we go in here now? Not at all. But we did learn that
the central
we click
atrium
on the
of the
sky.
mausoleum opened up so that you could see the sky. I guess on some nights it must have been quite a beautiful sight. But this wasn't one of those nights. I liked the sky as much as the next man. But it wasn't exactly something I could pick up and put in my pocket.
Alright. So, fortunately, this Astrolabe is portable. I love these slightly janky
used the
3D
astrolabe
animations.
to see exactly where Two Conquer's map pointed.
Yep.
They seem to be indicating a grotesque in the entrance chamber.
Sweet. A grotesque.
I don't know who thought it was tasteful to make carved statues that were part human and part mythical beast, but frankly, I thought they looked awful.
Mean.
I searched the grotesque carefully and concluded that it was a cover stone for something underground.
Doink.
I pushed it, opening up the crypt below. The stale air told me that this chamber hadn't been visited in hundreds of years. In the gloom, I could make out a single sarcophagus.
Indentation? Sarcophagus? She's okay. Nothing else.
The sarcophagus didn't look like any recent design. In fact, I was surprised to see one in Ankh-Morpork at all. It must have been imported from somewhere. The lid of the sarcophagus was sealed shut.
Figures, yeah.
On the sarcophagus was a circular indentation with a square peg coming out of it. I couldn't move the peg with my hands.
Alright, so we've been carrying around an amulet with a hole in it. Is that a hole? Kind of looks... I don't know if it's a hole, but we'll try it.
The design of the amulet was completely different to the design of the sarcophagus.
Maybe not. I can't remember where we got this coin.
The only time I saw
Mundy,
he was playing with this coin. A metallic flat disc with a square hole in the center. The coin had markings on one side that I couldn't read. It wasn't from any nation I'd ever heard of.
Right, so Mundy was the person that Carlotta wanted us to find early on in the game. Before there was any talk of gods and whatever. Before Mundy was killed, we saw him playing this coin. I think we got it off his body, or it was hidden? I can't remember. But we've been carrying this coin around the whole time, and I think now is the time we can actually use it.
Mundy's coin fitted the indentation perfectly.
Sweet.
And with it, I could easily turn the peg.
Don't know how that works.
There was a faint click, and the sarcophagus opened. Inside the sarcophagus was a suit of armor, grasping a glowing gem that could only be the radiant trapezohedron. I wasn't expecting the armor to burst into life, though.
Take that. How dare you?
Thanks a lot. 400 years I wait for you to come and let me out. And the first thing you do is cut my arm off. It'll take ages to sew back on.
I'm sorry. I just sort of acted reflexively.
So you instinctively cut the arm off people you meet?
If they come bursting out of a coffin, yes.
It's a sarcophagus. A very nice sarcophagus. Donated to the Order by some nice people in Jelly Baby.
And you're vitally impaired.
Vitally impaired? What's that supposed to mean?
You're dead, mate.
Call a spade a spade. I'm a zombie.
I'm not enjoying this breathing.
If that's the way
going
you
on
want
in my
it,
headphones.
I need that jewel.
I'm sure you do. But first, you must answer the riddle. And prove your worth.
The riddle?
Indeed.
Did not prepare for this.
Are you ready?
Are ye ready, mortal?
Mortal.
This is ridiculous.
I agree.
I'm in a real hurry and I need that jewel.
Oh, please. I've been here for 400 years. Please let me ask the riddle.
Make it fast.
All right. What is... Oh, bugger. I've forgotten it.
Oh, no.
You forgot
400 years. You see how good your memory is after 4 centuries.
I agree.
Especially when you got mice.
Can I have the jewel or not?
No.
No.
I have to ask the riddle. How else am I going to know if you're a follower of the dark cults?
What have we got? Don't we have this thing, which is an amulet of the dark cults?
I didn't think I could win the zombie over by showing him the amulet. He'd probably assume I was a worshipper of Nylon Athatep.
Oh, right, there's 2 gods here.
Look, I have the golden falchion. Surely that counts for something.
Oh, I knew you had the sword, but that's no
How
help.
could you tell?
If you're on the side of darkness and you have the falchion, then I definitely can't give you the jewel.
How did you know I had the sword?
I saw you coming in the jewel.
Really? Did you see anything else?
So I cut your arm off with it.
I've been watching the progress of the sword since I got here.
In which case, you must have seen Mundy hide the sword in the crate, and me recover it from Vault 51.
Yes, I did.
Get out of here as soon as I can,
You saw me killed by Anu Anu.
Oh, yeah. That big dog creature. How did you survive that, by the way?
Carlotta had turned me into a werewolf.
I thought it might be something like that. They never give you the whole story with those cliffhanger endings. I remember 200 years ago when I saw someone go off the cliff in a cart. Only it turned out he actually leapt clear at the last minute.
Come
I
on,
call
Graham.
that
Don't
cheating.
waste your time with that cow.
Anyway, did you see when Anu Anu summoned
Very
Nylon
appropriate.
Athatep?
Oh, I see. That's what the big cosmic horror was then.
What did you think it was?
Well, I thought it might just have been fog. The reception in here isn't very good.
If you saw all that, you must know that I'm not with the forces of darkness.
Hang on. You were there when this cosmic horror was summoned?
Yes.
Then why didn't you stop it?
I was being restrained. Come on, just give me the jewel.
Damn it.
No can do.
2
You
hours
saw
later.
me defeat Satrap, wasn't that enough? Didn't you hear what he said?
No sound with the jewel, I'm afraid. You just get pictures.
Do you know what's most ridiculous about this? If I was with the Dark Sect, I'd just use the sword to kill you, and then just run off with the jewel.
You know, that's a very good point.
So I'll tell you what I'll do. Either give me the jewel
very
freely,
restrained.
or I'll pretend I'm with the Dark Sects and I'll just take it.
You're not leaving me many options.
Jewel, please.
Here you
please.
go.
Hooray!
Thank you. And may I say, I hope the next 400 years just fly by.
Thank Christ. Let's get out of here.
Horst,
Oh,
I
no.
was wondering where you had got to.
Then we have been engaged in similar pastimes.
Luton,
Here we go.
Elsa.
Robert Llewellyn
As you can see,
Horst
I
the
have
Troll.
been forced to take more drastic action. I dislike having to take such radical steps, but since the untimely demise of Mr. Alcali, I no longer have the luxury of observing events from afar.
Let her go, Horst.
Let her go, Mr. Luton? You make it sound as if she is my prisoner. I am merely keeping her well protected against the more hostile elements of this wretched settlement.
Let her go.
That is precisely my intention, Mr. Luton. But first, you must fulfill your agreement with me.
You want the sword.
Indeed. You agreed to bring me the sword, and I'm here to collect.
No deal, Horst. I need the sword to stop Nylonethotep.
Indeed. And what might that be, sir?
It's a creature from the dungeon dimensions, and it's loose in Ankh-Morpork.
That's as maybe. It still doesn't change our agreement. You promised me the sword, sir, and I am here to collect.
If I give you the sword, thousands will die.
Oh, come now. The world is full of people. What are the lives of those insignificant specks compared to our own desires? We, sir, are a breed apart from most people. We see what we want, and we take it. If a few tiny lights have to be extinguished to achieve our goals, then that is unfortunate. But it is of little consequence.
We're not talking about a few lights. We're talking about a few thousand lights. Maybe hundreds of thousands.
Then we will have to learn to live in the dark.
I can't do it, Horst.
Oh dear. I thought you were a man of your word, sir, but it seems I was mistaken. Very well. Then I am forced to take more drastic action. I don't know how much pressure it would take from my fingers to suffocate the young lady here. And I'm not entirely sure that I wouldn't apply slightly too much pressure and snap her spine. However, you have forced me to experiment.
Where's James Nico? Thanks for the lurk.
All right, Horst. You win. Let her go.
Excellent. I thought you were a man of reason, sir, and I was right. I admire a man who is not so stubborn as to throw away what he values just for his stubborn pride.
You've got what you wanted, now let her go! I took Ilsa back to my office. What other choice did I have? I felt so stupid, giving Horst the sword and staying with Ilsa as the troll disappeared into the night's fog. But even if I'd tried to follow him, the dark magenta stench of Nylonethotep drowned out every other scent in the city. There was nothing I could do. After we'd both calmed down, I told her everything that had happened.
So Satrap was looking for Tukonka's jewel.
That jewel is known as the Radiant Trapezohedron, and I think it can save the city, but I have a nasty suspicion that we need this sword as well.
The Radiant Trapezohedron. Yes, it never occurred to me that they would be the same. The descriptions of the trapezohedron are vague at best. Satrap must have been trying to immanentize the Garunan Eschaton.
Can you try that again without sneezing?
The Garunan Eschaton is one of the many myths concerning the end of the Discworld. It's very obscure.
What's it about?
It tells how some of the entities from the dungeon dimensions have been trapped around the Discworld. Some in the lost city of Leshp, some in the heart of the Garuna Trench, some in places men don't even have names for. When the Eschaton occurs, they are supposed to be released from their captivity and destroy everything they can get their tentacles on. The usual thing.
Well, Nylonethotep is loose. Maybe this is it. Maybe this is the end of everything. Maybe it's a good time to borrow lots of money.
Luton, I heard you'd been killed. I saw your grave.
Oh, yeah.
I heal quickly.
I left a letter
got
by
over
your
it.
graveside.
I know. I saw it.
I wrote it when I had to leave you all those years ago, but I never had the courage to send it to you. I didn't know how to tell you that I was married.
To two conquers.
Yes, he needs me, Luton. He always did. And in a strange way, I need him too. He gave my life meaning. I had nothing before I met him.
None of that matters anymore.
You
Forget
never
about it.
told me how you felt.
What's to tell? I was born when you kissed me, and I died when you left me. I lived a few weeks while you loved me. Of course, I also died when I got stabbed in the back, but you know, that wasn't nearly as painful.
I'm sorry.
I bet you never thought of me as a man who could fall in love.
I never thought about you at all. I couldn't. If I had, it would have driven me mad.
I thought about you every day, until I'd drunk enough to forget. I let my life slide till there was nothing left to live for but bitterness. Well, all that's going to change. I'm going to save this city if I have to die again to do it. And I'm not going to do it for you, or for me, or for the worthless people who live in it. I'm going to do it to prove for once and for all that I'm not the washed-up loser everyone thinks I am.
Yeah.
And if it turns out that I am, then everything will get destroyed and no one will know about it. So hey, from where I stand, there's no downside.
What are you going to do?
First of all, we have to find Horst.
How?
I have no idea.
I have no idea. Alright, so we were just talking to Ilsa, but she's not there anymore. So I believe... so the... How's Bindi? Bindi's going pretty well. She's, hang on. Bindi's just been sleeping here the whole time. She's she doesn't look very animated at the moment, but she's okay. Yeah. No, that's okay. I understand. But cameras. Oop. I need a separate Bindi cam or a dog cam. You're gonna walk the others? No worries. That's cool. I'm gonna find a thief. So that guy that was in the sarcophagus, he was following us the whole way using the trapezohedron.
For an artifact of near unlimited power, the trapezohedron was surprisingly unimpressive.
Nice.
I peered deeply into the trapezohedron and I could see an image of Horst with the golden sword. It looked like he was at the Magdalen Bridge.
I guess we're going to go there. So one thing I don't like about this final act is there seems to be a lot of cutscenes and not a lot of game. A lot of people talking about what they've done.
I took a few precautions and then headed down to the Magdalen Bridge to check it out. The image in the trapezohedron turned out to be right. Horst was at the Magdalen Bridge, and he wasn't alone. He and our mutual acquaintance seemed to be in some sort of dispute.
What happened to our agreement, Horst? We
Yeah.
were supposed to be working together.
Really, madam? Then why was it that you arranged for Monday to sell the sword to you, and you alone?
Yeah.
Just because I didn't trust Al-Khali as a courier didn't mean I broke the agreement.
And I suppose you're going to deny that you were involved in his death,
I couldn't stop his death, but that doesn't mean I caused it.
doesn't it?
What about you? It was you who set Malachite after me, wasn't it?
I thought you might appreciate being reunited with your estranged brother.
You sent him after me to try and slow me down.
You are the betrayer among us, madam. Don't try and substitute me as the villain of the piece. Yes, I freed Malachite, and yes, I used him to slow down you and Mr. Luton. But you were the one who arranged his death.
I didn't arrange his death. He was just in the wrong place at the wrong time.
And you put him there.
I'm not here to debate the details with you, Horst.
Why are you here?
Give me the sword.
After all I've risked to get hold of it? No. As soon as my launch arrives, I will be taking the sword away from this God's forsaken city. If you want, you can have a small share of the profits. I am not ungrateful for your assistance in this endeavor, but that is all I'm prepared to offer.
Why, you miserable
Why, you-
excuse for a troll.
Son of a
Come
Veld.
now. I could snap your neck like a twig if I wanted to, but I'm not going to, because there's nothing to be gained from doing it.
Listen, Horst. Either give me the sword or kill me. Because one way or another, I won't allow you to leave town with the sword.
As you wish.
I didn't think of myself as a murderer, but I wasn't about to stand by and watch Horst try to kill Carlotta. It was over in a flash. I don't even know how it happened.
He's better off dead.
Is that all you can say about him?
He was some kind of a troll. What does it matter what you say about trolls?
What now?
We have to get out of the city.
Can't we stop it?
It's too late for that. Right now, Nylonathotep is opening a portal to the dungeon dimensions above the city. When it grows large enough, everything will be destroyed.
I have the trapezohedron. Doesn't that help?
It means Nylonathotep won't be powerful enough to destroy more than just the Circle C. And if we leave now, we can get away before the worst of the destruction.
I'm not leaving the city. It's my home. It's not much of a home, but it's all I've got.
You've got me, Luton. Come with me. I'll renounce the cult, and we can run free in the hills of Ubervold.
It's not that I don't have feelings for you, Carlotta. I do.
I
It's
do.
just that I don't trust you. You murdered your own brother. You'd have killed me if I'd got in the way.
So what? So I'm no good. I'm no worse than anybody else. Think about it, Luton. You, me, the wide open spaces of Ubervold. Or you can stay here and die with the rest of the rabble. Don't be a fool, Luton. Join me.
I can't. I'm sorry, Carlotta, but there's only one way this can end.
You're turning me over to the Watch?
I'd like to be able to run
transition.
away with you, turn my back on the city, and just escape it all. But face it, Carlotta, I'd be dead in a week. Thanks for coming, Nobby.
Hey, what are friends for?
Thanks,
Mrs.
Nobby.
Carlotta von Uberwald, I'm arresting you for conspiracy, accessory to murder, attempted herbicide, and for being bloody stupid. You don't have to say anything. But if you say not guilty, we're liable to kill ourselves laughing.
Oh, you'll regret this, Luton. Nothing's going to save you now. The only way to stop the destruction of the city would be to take the Falchion into the portal. And I hope you try.
As he left, Vimes fixed me in his eyes, as if to say that this didn't make up for what I did all those years ago. But I didn't care about that. This wasn't about the past. It was about the future. I looked down at the hulking corpse of Jasper Horst in the river mud, and I wondered if I'd done the right thing. But life's too short for regrets, and if I didn't stop Nylon Ethatep soon, it would be too short for a shot of whiskey, and that wasn't any sort of life I wanted. Somehow, I had to get the Falchion into the portal before it was too late. Time was short. I had to reach that portal somehow. The question was, how?
Man, I wonder if anyone's been working on anything that would allow us to fly into that portal. Oh, no, save again. So, I don't think we can do anything from here. Oh. Dr. Dragonsmoke, thank you very much for the follow. Are you also a fan of Discworld? Or you just like adventure games in general? And that goes not right. Can we use it here?
I didn't want to touch the wall even with an object. There was something I think it...
I think we have to go the obvious solution. So, Leonard de Quern, all of the above. Oh, cool. So, other people have mentioned this, but yeah, I think Noir is one of my faves. Yeah, it's really hard to run these days. And I've only played bits and pieces of Discworld 1 and 2. I was kind of worried about how hard the puzzles would be. But Noir I've played, and I definitely enjoyed it. Like when I played it many years ago when it came out. Oh, that's right. Here we go. Ye olde grappling line. So this is a slightly janky
It
animation.
always looked much easier in the clickies.
You struggle like crazy to get this running? Yeah. And after this, I can talk about it. No, I suppose he's not really doing much. But... oh. Yeah, a lot of people play the PlayStation version of this because the PlayStation's pretty easy to emulate. Just give it a disc and it just works. With this... I had the disc images from when I owned the game. You originally played on PS1 though. Oh, there you go. It'll be an authentic experience. I was originally going to stream the PS1 version But when I was testing it out, there seemed to be a lot more loading screens. Like even within an area, just going from one area to the other, you had to wait like a few seconds for it to load. And I was like, oh, I didn't know how that would play on stream. But yeah, I used this disk images for the PC that I have already. For Discworld, I used a fan patch, and then I ended up running it in VirtualBox in a Windows XP virtual machine, and it works okay, I think.
The contraption that Leonard and two conkers had been working on
Here we go.
was my only chance.
Well, it's finished. Now all we have to do is fly it.
And I'm volunteering.
Hooray.
Ah, hello again. You want to be the person in the seat that guides the device?
I'm going to have to be.
We still need somewhere long and flat to launch it from.
I'll see what I can do.
Let's go back to this area. Oh, what was that? Rubble. Okay, so this rubble was not... I couldn't use that before.
There was debris scattered all over the roof. It didn't take me long to get the roof clear of rubble.
That was
I
it?
hope there was no one down below when it hit the ground. I've cleared the rubble off the roof. Can we launch this from there?
It might just work.
Give me a hand moving it out there and we'll see what happens.
Ooh.
The device was ready to fly. All I had to do was pluck up enough courage to do it. Seconds before I could launch, Ilsa came flying down the rooftop.
Wait!
What are you doing here? How did you find me?
Luton, you can see this device from halfway across the city. All you have to do is look up.
Why did you stop me?
You're going to try and stop Nylonathotep in this?
It's all I've got. Carlotta said if I took the sword into the portal, I could stop it.
You can't go up against a creature from the dungeon dimensions without some sort of protection.
Protection? Like what?
I don't know, but you need something.
All right, I'll see what I can do.
Granted, a lot of problems with stuttering audio and choppy video on VirtualBox. I get a little bit of that for audio. It hasn't been too bad. I didn't actually try VMware Player, so maybe if I ever play this again, I might try that. Another one that someone in chat mentioned a few streams back was Proton, the Windows compatibility layer for Linux. I would like to try and run Discworld Noir again with that, because that could be interesting, because I think it's got better backwards compatibility. What are we doing? Oh yeah, so we need some way of protecting ourselves, and when we were meeting up with that troll Void, he had the sign of the eel around him, surrounding him, protecting him. So maybe we can use that. Can't do it now, so let's do it on the flappy wing device. Nice.
I inscribed the sign of the eel on the side of the flapping wing flying device. I hoped it was enough protection. I was going to need all the help I could get.
This might be the final cutscene. Even though can we exit? We can still exit here if we want to. So everyone strap in for what I'm sure is going to be like an hour long cutscene. And then credits. Here we go.
This is it, Ilsa. I have my protection. Wish me luck.
This is crazy, Luton. It's suicide.
I know, but I have to do it. I'm the only one who can. Now, wish me luck.
Bye. Oh, it just fits.
I slotted the trapezohedron into the sword and steered the flying machine towards the portal,
You've done that
pedaling as
before.
fast as my tired little legs could manage. I kept flying onwards, the sky full of flame and thunder.
Hooray.
It was 1,000,000 to 1 chance that I could land it safely. But on the Discworld, 1,000,000 to 1 chances happen 9 times out of 10.
Nice landing, Luton.
Who do you think you are? My guardian angel?
I lost my wings a long time ago.
I can see I'm going to have to get used to finding you where I least expect.
Yeah, sounds about right.
My original launch had attracted a lot of attention. I'd saved the city. But that didn't change things with Remora. If I didn't get out of the city, there was no telling what he'd do to me. Two Conkers, get the flapping wing flying device ready. It's going on another flight.
Oh, as you are wishing.
Where are you going?
I'm not going anywhere. But you are. The Assassin's Guild still has a contract out on your husband's head, and they won't stop until he's dead.
Let him go. I'll stay here with you.
I can't offer you much of a life, but he can.
I love you, Luton.
Yeah, I know. But love isn't always enough. If you don't get on that flying machine, you'll regret it. Maybe not today, maybe not tomorrow, but soon. And for the rest of your life. Which won't be very long if the Assassin's Guild catches you.
What about us?
We'll always have the Hotel Pseudopolis. We didn't for a while. We lost it. But we got it back. And no one can take that away from us. Here's looking at you, Ilsa.
Whee!
Well, it's over. I don't know. It doesn't make much sense to me.
You really loved her, didn't you? Well, don't ask me either. I mean, I'm a species that thinks someone's leg is an object of desire.
Thanks, Gaspard. You know, this could be the beginning of a beautiful friendship.
Don't push your luck, sonny boy.
Hooray! Oh, phew. Sorry, I'm just looking at the credits. Lead engine input. Hooray! Oh, hey, Big D! You're still up. So Big D's been playing something called V Rising. Apparently, he's addicted to it now. But he normally does a sort of a true retro variety. So if you're into that sort of thing, definitely give Big D a follow. Yeah, so that was Discworld Noir. It's been a few streams. I think you need to get to bed hours ago. Yeah, Big D. Yeah. Yeah. Game puzzle implementation. Chris Wake. I'm trying to think. I think maybe this was probably 12 hours worth of gameplay. Maybe a bit more. I'm trying to add up in my head how much time I spent streaming this. Wait, it ended on that cliffhanger? Did it? No, that was it. We saved the world from. We didn't get to. We did. Did you not see it? Summer, did you miss out on the big bad? We got into the flappy wingy flying thing and shot it with the flaming sword. Did you miss that? Oh, I've been watching on and off. Oh no, you missed it. Oh no. Hang on. I'll go back. I'll show you. I'll see if I can get to that point. I saw we got into the flying machine. Yeah, and then we got the sword and we did we plug the tetrahedron thing in. Alright, hang on. We're almost through the credits. And then there was a sudden end. Yeah, I was... After all those cutscenes of people talking with each other. Not forgetting Eric Cartman, what? Yeah, there was far too much interference. Terry Pratchett. Alright, so this is the start of the game. Alright, so somewhere I'll show you just the bit where they jab the big bad.
This is it, Ilsa. I have my wish.
Yeah, wish me luck.
But I'm the now.
Here we go. Pay attention. This is be over very quickly.
I slotted the trapezohedron into the sword and steered the flying machine towards the portal, pedaling as fast as my tired little legs could manage. I kept flying onwards, the sky full of flame and thunder.
Hooray.
It was 1,000,000 to 1 chance that I could land it safely. But on the Discworld, 1,000,000 to 1 chances happen 9 times out of 10.
Nice landing, Luton.
Who do you think you are, my guard?
Alright, and then everyone flies off again. Hope that was a thrilling ending for you, Summer. Hooray! Yeah, thank you for the GGs. Yay again! Everybody survived, apart from all the people who died. Alright, let's get out of this quick thing. Are you sure? Alright, so before I finish up and find someone to raid, I was gonna show off Universe. So I think this might be the next game I play. I'm not sure. We'll see how this goes. So this is like another retro adventure game that I haven't seen many people play, and it's very janky. Oh wow, MZZ, thank you for the GGs. Refraction also, and Big D, thank you for the GGs earlier when you popped in suddenly. And I'm worried about the sound, so hopefully this is working okay. Yep. So I remember playing this like ages ago, and I was terrible at it, and then I got stuck, and I revisited it like a year or two ago, and I totally had a walkthrough while going through it. It's got some janky puzzles, but I kind of like the sci-fi charm. I think the main character is a jerk too, which is a problem. Hi, sorry, Flatmate got talking at me. Did we win? We did win. We won twice. I'm just going to skip the intro, so I'll go through it properly. So yeah, we finished Discworld, Noir. We won. You might have to check the VOD because I've closed everything off. And I'm just showing off Universe, which is another game I was thinking of playing next. What? Might as well try and find a way out of this place. Thank you for the GGs. So this has got like you got your normal verbs like use and look and stuff. But I remember it's got all these extra ones. It's got all these extra verbs. It's really weird. So you've got like insert, push, pull, eat, drink, wear, throw, combine, open, close, and jump. And like some of these verbs I think some of these verbs are only used for like one puzzle throughout the entire game. Oh, no. So this game is a little bit janky, so it'd be interesting to see how it actually plays on stream. But I kind of dig like the scanned in background art and stuff like that. For example, there's a puzzle here where you actually do have to use jump. You can't jump from here. So you find like a passing asteroid or something, and you've got to jump over. Anyway, that's kind of like a preview of what maybe I'll play next stream, unless I find something else. But this is Universe. The other fun thing about Universe is that if you press escape it'll just quit. Like you've got to be very careful with that escape key. So let's get out of that. And go. So yeah, thank you everybody for coming in and for watching me play Discworld Noir. I hope it wasn't too terrible and everyone enjoyed the 3 people voicing all the characters. Let's go see who's on. I think Mike could be streaming now, but I've rated him a few times and I don't want to wear out my welcome. But if I can't find anyone, what? Hariello is streaming. Thanks for the stream. Was lots of fun. Oh, you're very welcome, Tony. Ah, Rosalique is playing Space Quest 5. Mike is in stream tonight. Oh, enjoying his birthday. Oh my god. Okay. No, that's cool. I feel like a jerk for forgetting it was his birthday. Thanks for the stream. You're very welcome. You're also very welcome, Gourbabe. And for the GG. Let's give Rosalique a stream. A rate. Oh, hang on. There's all this chat going on. Yeah, so Tony says thank you. Mike, yep, not streaming. Thanks for the stream. No worries, James Nico. Definitely enjoyed what I was able to watch. Would love to catch up on all the VODs, but alas, lack of time. Yeah, I know. And it's a big game too. We'll hit you up sometime for info on how to run this game myself. These things. Yeah, there's a few articles. I can at least point you in the direction of like different what has worked for me, and that might narrow down all the articles that are online. Yeah, definitely. You know where I'm on Discord to say hello. Thanks for the groans and whines. You're welcome. I'm sorry for all the heavy breathing that was in that one. But yeah, so this is Rosalica. She's an Australian streamer who does occasionally do adventure game, retro adventure games, as well as like non-retro stuff. But definitely it seems to be like a lot of the retro bits. She's currently playing Space Quest 5, which is a very good Space Quest. So if you're doing raid messages, Sonabel says hello. It's a good one. It's a classic. Or if you're fortunate to have some emotes, maybe chuck some emotes in. It's up to you. See you later, Sunfat.
Bye.
Thank you. And Gorbabe, thank you so much again for the raid. That was massive. It's much appreciated. And thank you everyone for all these weird follows. Like there's a lot of follows here. And Cameron, thank you for the gift sub. Thank you. I don't know if you're still here. You might be off doing other stuff, but thank you. And I think that was it. Yeah, thanks again everyone for coming in. Just stay around for the raid. Say hello to Rosalica. Yeah, thanks again everybody. I'll see you later. I think I'm about to go, so I'm gonna wave for a bit, and then hopefully we'll pop in.